Right, that's us live, Ali. How you doing?
I know, that's us now.
Aye, I was trying to do a new intro video, but I've made a mess. I just went with the old one. So how you? I was saying off. I'll no mate. I'll not see the start of this. I'll not see the end of this game. I'm absolutely shattered. Normally during the day I crash out, but
Aye, but
we were just saying off air. I think Rangers have got this wrong with Olsen. This people have been hanging on for. We've had 15 years of crap. We know he's there. Just introduce him. You know, I think I don't want to moan about them, but I think they've got this one wrong.
I know. I mean, everybody's like, like every page. It's like, all the funny memes and that. Again, like when after you did your pre-recorded live this morning when I was on the way into work, listening to it, I thought, right, 10 o'clock, right, 5 o'clock. But I really thought, but now it's the fact that we're seeing these snippets. Well, I'm seeing snippets on the pages, like of shirts and that. So I don't understand it.
Aye, I know, and it's like I don't want to, Rangers get most things right, but I think this one, come on, man, it's this just this. I just hope somebody says to them, listen, not again, not don't have them hanging on like this all day. Again, we've had 15 years of crap. We don't need any more. But anyway,
maybe if he goes on and scores a hat, trick, we'll say all right then.
Listen, at the end of the day, we know he's here, but it's just people are getting uptight. There's people arguing now as well about it.
Oh, I know.
But anyway, we'll move on to the game. See the game tonight. Do you know what I want? I just want a couple of early goals. Settle any nerves, because the longer it goes on, Queen's Park starts to come into your head.
I'm not taking any disrespect away from the team, but I would expect about 4-0. I generally would expect about 4-0.
Aye, and there's players there that so-called fringe players all game. They've got to prove a point, so step up and
talk about fringe players. Everyone's saying in chat about Cameron just playing out the cup, so he can't go to Aberdeen.
I know, but the
I don't think he will. I don't think he will.
No, if he's going to Aberdeen, Rangers or Aberdeen will say, listen, don't cup time, because they know themselves. They're the current holders and all that, and as much as Aberdeen are Aberdeen, Rangers are not. No, they'll not do that.
No, they wouldn't.
Aye, no. Right, I'm just going to put the score predictions up.
I think once you see the team up, well, obviously, if he's in the team, we know he's there. If announce it, because it was like 6:20 just now, so they'll announce it at 7:45, wouldn't they? So in half an hour's time, they'll announce the team.
Aye, because that's why I come on this early, because I like to be on live when the team comes through. Because it's just a good wee buzz. Like I was hoping John would have been about, but and I'm seeing like you ping them backwards and forwards to me in the wee group chat. It sounds as if there's more players coming, but look, there's John now. There we go.
Hey, John.
Hi, Ali. How are you? Hi, Frankie.
How you doing? Hi, John. Like, I don't want to dwell on this too much. I think Rangers have got it wrong with this Olsen. They should have released. He's here, get it out. We've had 15 years of crap. We don't need, and people are starting to argue with each other now online. He's not coming. I think they've got it wrong because they're obviously going to do it at half time or something like that. No, I'm kind of a bit cheesed off at this one. Or am I overthinking this?
I don't know. I think the transfer window is really a bit. How do I put it? They keep everybody waiting. You know what I mean? And they announce it when obviously all the things are finalised and they've got all the press there, etc., etc. I don't know. Obviously, we're seeing. I seen you posted it as well. The shirt hanging up in the Rangers shop. So I would say things are pretty much advanced and at a stage that it's not going to collapse. Let's put it that way. So I think we just need to be patient and just trust the club.
I know. I'm probably overthinking this one, but so anyway, me and Ali were saying before you come on, get a couple of early goals because I'll tell you, I'm actually going to watch this on my iPad in my bed. I'm not going to last long. I'm absolutely gushed tonight, because I normally crash out.
I'm not great myself either.
Aye. So would you rate a couple of early goals, John? Kill the game early because it's always in the back of your head about Queen's Park.
Well, Queen's Park was one that obviously living in this side of the world, I woke up to that score. Excuse me. So that was a major shock. That's probably the worst result ever at Ibrox, I think, in all the years I've watched Rangers, and that's been a long time. It's the Scottish Cup's it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't, especially against teams like Annan Athletic. And no disrespect to them, these wee teams, this is their life, this is their bread and butter. This keeps them going. They get a draw against one of the big two, or even get a draw against Hearts or a Hibs. It's a big game for these clubs. So we can't just dismiss them. A cup's a cup. All the clubs are in it. You've got to some stage come up against them and hopefully progress and win the cup. If you beat them for 6-0, people go, oh, well, it's Annan Athletic. If you beat them 2-0, you played badly, do you know what I mean? Instead of looking at it and going, well, you're in the next round, you've won 2-0, you've had a clean sheet, take the positives out of it. So I think quick goals are always good, but winning the game's more important to me. I don't care if the goals come in the last 10 minutes, 2-0.
I suppose he's right, Ali. That you know, it's. I know it's not 3 points, but it's the 3 points up the road kind of attitude.
Yeah. Well, you said about cups. So look at last week, the English Cup, and Tuesday. Look at the results last week. That, you know, two shockers.
Real Madrid. I mean, Danny mentioned them. They get up with something that was at 94th minute or something. I can't remember what it was. I can't stand them. But I mean, like John says, Ali, this is a financial thing for them. I'm going to assume the fact it's in TV as well. These players, some of the players I'm going to assume at Annan will be Celtic fans and Rangers fans. So this is a dream come true. You know, and there'll be Celtic fans in there wanting to. And let's be honest, some of them are probably thinking, if I play a belter here, Rangers, mate, look at me. I mean, I'm 51. I need to get landed permission to get out of my bed. I still think I can play to Rangers one day. You know what I mean? But Ali, so this is and it's a financial thing for them as well, isn't it? I know you're a banky kind of person, but not that matters. But this could set them up for years as well. And I like that. I actually like that.
Well, you look at St Mirren, you know, like their players are on, like, and they won. That for them is absolutely huge.
I know. Somebody said here, this is an interesting. Could there be some kind of double announcement? But I just think that there's nobody. If we were going to sign a player, somebody will have known in the last 24 hours. Even when during the Martin, somebody knows someone, whether you know Chris Jack and all that. You can't keep a secret now.
Aye. Look, I think where I'm looking at it is we've got a game today, so the signings kind of go into the background for me to get this game done. You know what I mean? One thing at a time, I would say. Get the game done.
But it's like, because Ali, it is like you're the lady for this. It's flying around at the guys in the stand, that Olsen's in the stand. So, I mean, do they just half time? You know, the old school.
But remember, I'm thinking back to his press conference like yesterday. He said, you know, he didn't say we're almost there. It could be that it's just a teeny hurt. I mean, I know the shirt's up at the shop, so it's no falling. But he did. Some in the back of mind says, you know, just a couple of, maybe there's a wee couple of minor, the dots to all dots. What's that signing?
Cross the dots and die the T's or something. No,
cross the
T's. God's sake, man.
That was a group chat. My head above the scarf.
But I do tell right, John, you're right. 3 points up the road, but still we don't. Winning 1-0 is not the. But that's the other one, John. This gives young players at Ibrox now that because there's going to be fringe players. They go and put a show on and put yourself either in the shop window or make Danny think a bit more for these next further selections and show us as well.
Aye. Oh, look, we can't treat this lightly. Do you know what I mean? This game, we've got to think back to last season in Queen's Park. Queen's Park should always be every time we play a cup game that should be pinned on the dressing room wall. Queen's Park. That's all they need to put up. We need to hammer that home to the players that this has got to be done professionally. We've got to go here and win the game. And that's it. Go and get it done.
I wonder if Chukwani will play because I know he's Todd Robbins is injured for 10 days or something like that, which is not. That's not a bad thing.
No, 10
you know, it's not But I wonder if Chilwani will play, and why not? Why not throw the boy in right in from the start at left back?
Well,
He's left midfield. He's left midfield. Then he's midfield. Then he's centre midfield. Sorry, get my cheat sheet there.
Daniel always highlighted this game in the last few weeks. If you listen to some of his press conferences, he highlighted this game saying he was going to have players in, right? So we've got 2 in the door. One obviously can't play for a couple of weeks, or he's not going to select him for a couple of weeks. So, excuse me, I would expect to see him at some point in the game, if no starting the game.
I would think he'll start Ali, because young McGoma's been playing. He's played every game, hasn't he? So give the boy a rest, because that's why I see this as a semi-international week. There might be 1 or 2 players given an extra day or 2 off, maybe to go down to the guys living down south, about like go to see your mum and dad. I mean, things like that. So
no. I mean, getting back to what John says, I mean, Danny, he'll know take it slightly. He's not going to think, oh, it's a wee cup game. He's very, I mean, you see him in the pitch line, when they're not playing well and that. He will have the players in the dressing room saying, right, guys, this isn't just another match. This is, and I think his team choice, I think he'll know exactly he's just very calculated. He'll know what he's doing.
Right. So it's nice. So, but John, see, from what we've got, right, let's just shoot Olsen's in. This is no bad, because I think you said 4 players, didn't you? I said 3. So there's room for a couple of more solid players. And I get a text off a guy that I know he's not messaged me in 3 years, 4 years. He said 2 more, and nobody knows who they are yet. And he didn't tell me who it was.
What I'm seeing is there might be outgoings as well, and one of them might be Raskin. I've read. So how true that is, I don't know.
I know. I've seen that, but I've not mentioned the page, because it's still what's that chap in the chat. Other pages are posting it and they're right to, but I'll hold back on that one. The reason being, everyone's got their price tag and all that. But remember, Danny said he had sat down when they did the way Danny did the interview at that time. It was at that moment in time, there certainly wasn't an offering. But listen, Braskin's going to get looked at, and he's coming on to a game, and his agent will be touting him about, because at the end of the day, his agent makes money when he gets a sale, and that's his job. I don't like these people, but that's his job. But if he goes out, man, Rangers, he's going to be 15, 16, 17 million we'll get. That gives it, we can we've got money to buy, And if he's going to go, I'd rather he goes in the next few days, so it gives us that 12 days to go and get somebody.
What I think about Raskin is, and looking back at comments about, Raskin's been rubbish, blah, 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 and I genuinely think Connor Barron's been so good that I thought Raskin had a good game at the weekend, and I think that's because Barron was out. I genuinely do, and I think that's maybe why, maybe now Raskin will get back to not where he was with Barron, but I don't know, but Raskin's been just too kind of, since Martin, Russell Martin, I don't know about that one, I'm undecided.
It was good against Celtic. Go on, John.
Raskin's in a bit of a situation, to be honest with you, because he's got a World Cup coming up, right? He's gone there with Belgium, but so does he want to be leaving and then try to settle into a new club for the last 3 months of the season before a World Cup? Or does he just sit and go, you know what? Sit to the end of the season, go to the World Cup, and then
get
leave.
my medal.
But then again, John,
the World Cup of the league.
Well, there's that as well, the league. But there's the other one, John, as well. If it's a Aston Villa or an Everton, I think this is a Premiership. That's a big carrot, and his wages will probably double as well. Yeah. There's that side as well. It's because there's a cliche that I mean, Raskin's still a boy. If he gets to the summer, there's going to be players that if it's an Everton or an Aston Villa or something like that, they're still going to want him in the summer. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's one of them. But that's another thing Danny said the other day. He said we have to rethink who we're going to bring in because of Connor Barron's injury, and that's brilliant. And the main thing is we're getting back. He's back. He's getting back by the owners big time. Because this level of players are way, way higher than the people we brought in the summer. That's for you, Ali. Sorry, I
agree with that. Actually, what Derek has put up, 100% agree with that, and that was I think I mentioned that in an earlier podcast. do we stick a twist? You know, do we sell him January or do we hold on, try and get more money for him this summer?
Aye, and the thing, and so we're luckily we don't need to keep. I don't like saying this. We don't need to keep the lights on with sales, so we can say no. But if the player himself comes in, I'm of the firm belief if a player walks in and says I want to go, you say no bother because his head's not in the right place anyway, and that means his head's turned. You know, and that there's no loyalty to Rangers. You know, I don't care what anyone says. This playing for the shirt thing that stopped decades ago. Raskin's a working man. He's looking at pound signs, but at the same time, we've got to carrot ourselves. Look, do you want to be part of this Netflix movie that's happening? Do you want to be part of history? Do you want to be an absolute legend at Rangers? I may be contradicting myself there, John, but you know what I mean. It's a weird one. But we're in a good position to say no.
We're in a different position now. We're in a different position now, though, because like looking back, you know, where we were before these transfers, like every game we had to win. Now we've got obviously these transfers coming in now. Oh, team,
right, Kelly. Kelly's the captain.
Ooh.
Right, I'll do it twice. Kelly, Aarons, Deja, Nazala, Magoma, Rothwell.
Oof.
Double, Danilo, Gassama, Curtis Miovski. Right, one more. This is a team and a half. Right,
Jesus.
I need to be set here. Right, this is a team. Kelly, Aarons, Deja, Nazala, Magoma, Rothwell, Dowell, Danilo, Gassama, Curtis Miovski. That's a come and get me. And the subs are right keeper Suter, Chutwari's on the bench. Diomande, Asgard, Lawson, Moore, Matondon, Chermite. I think a couple of players there are in the shop window. That
looks like that, doesn't it?
Aye.
Dowell.
I'm just posting it in the thingy. A few in the shop. Aye, that's well. I mean, listen. That team should still beat. Annan Athletic. Hang on a minute. Where's the Rangers? Where's the wee gang up there? It's there. If any of the subscribers are here, thanks for joining. I get about 4 more new subscribers today, which is always very nice. There's Rothwell. Rothwell. That caught me out there. I was like, what?
I actually didn't expect to see him play for Rangers again. You know what I mean?
No, likewise.
So, and he's on from the start. Aye.
He's been that far out the picture, you know.
Yeah. Deja, Nazala, Magoma, Rothwell, Dowell. That's still. I know, man. But his name's getting fired about for. I think was it Leicester? Was it Leicester? Ali, you stuck it in the
I put it in the group chat. I think yeah. And someone says, "Take him, take him." No, I'm assuming he's resting people. I'm okay. No, he's got subs. I'm assuming he's resting. He's thinking this. You're more than capable of. I mean, these players you've not seen play, but then they're all still training. So obviously, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, right now we've taken a second to say it's actually not a surprise in reality, though. I don't know for a team against Annan. That's not. We did expect that, but when you actually read it, it's like, okay, right. Listen, I might actually stay up for this now. Try and stay up. I might go down a pint of Red Bull after this.
Well, one thing's for sure, this better not go the wrong way.
Oh, for God's sake!
You know what I mean? I don't think it will, but
last chance.
No. But he's good at changing it, though. You know, if he's, I think, if they go 2-0, if Annan went 2-0 up after 20 minutes, you'll see subs after 20 minutes. You know what I mean? You don't just don't even get a shower, just get in a taxi to the door they get to the airport. But I mean, Gary's right here. We should still be a team like that. And there's another thing from their point that they're getting coached better than they were, well, under Clement, and they don't want to be embarrassed either, you know, because they know they're in the shop window, either to get sold or just to say to the gaffer, look, you know, give me a shot, you know, keep playing me.
Well, he's got interesting actually. Young Curtis is on from the start, not sub Curtis. That's interesting because
to be honest, I have to hold my hands up there. That doesn't surprise me. I think personally, that doesn't surprise me that this is a kind of game. Here's something. As a comment on the page, the reason Lyle Cameron and Curtis aren't getting a game, if you look at the three players we've brought in, they're all over 6 foot. Is Danny just looking, because they are kind of small, those two, aren't they?
I know.
Maybe he's aiming for a bigger, bulkier team from now on. Because he used the Roma game as an example. Was it Roma? I was Roma, because remember, they all looked like Roman giants when they played as John, if you seem to remember. They all looked, their team looked small. Maybe it's just, that's it. They're just not big enough in the build for the Rangers in the future.
Well, look at the goals, like Fernandez. I mean, he's some. See that song? That's like, jeez, he's some height, that boy. And he's obviously just like when we're in the set pieces, he's scoring, headers. I think. Ant-Man, he's quite. I don't know. He's tall. I'm trying to think of the ones that are quite.
Aye, and I mean,
the only thing that worries me about that team, that starting lineups of defence.
It does. It's
Jigga and Inciala together at the back, centre backs, Tav's at the team. Kind of concerns me a wee bit.
Aaron, Stijan, Nazala, Magoma. I mean, that's a 4-4. That's a 4-5-1, isn't it?
Who is it?
That's a 4-5-1, isn't it? Aye.
Who was it who was going?
That's a 4-4-2. I'm quite sure.
No, Nasala. Who was it who was going? Remember it said he was going or something like that? It wasn't Nasala. Who was it who was going up in the chat this week? That was away to... God, who had accepted him or something like that, and he was away. Was it was it Dowell? No, it was other was it not? Wasn't it Nasala? Wasn't it? Oh, I'll only check my group chat, but... obviously he's away in no place now. I thought one of the names that he mentioned, I thought was that the one that's away, but maybe not.
That's quite interesting. I mean, we've got people on the bench. Suter, Chitwani's definitely going to come on for Magoma. I'll put money on it. I'll put that money as a half-time swap as well. What about the 60-minute? So with the 45. That's a good thing about the January window. We should get players that are match fit. And I'll write what's his name's Romans is injured, but it's not. It's a knock. It sounds like it's not an injury. He'll still be doing running and stuff like that. He just can't play a challenge. So that's one thing, John. It's good. These players that are coming in now should be match fit.
Yeah, some of them are saying, right?
Cortez is away.
Cortez, I mean, that's who you're on about. I remember he went
right, Cortez. Cortez, aye. So it was aye. Cortez, aye. That's what it was. I knew it was aye. Right, sorry. Should have
I don't know about that one, John. I don't know. Magoma. I've got Magoma. Oh, right, you're right. I'm thinking I'm getting Romans mixed up. Sorry, you're right there. That's me being stupid. I've got left back. My cheat sheet's wrong. But we should win. We should win. There's no.
Look, I think we'll win. Look, I do think we'll win. You know what I mean? Just,
John, I sound convinced.
If we can't win this game, I mean, we're in trouble. You know what I mean? But we've got to win this game with that team. It's a big. To me, it's you've changed the entire defence apart from Magoma. Goalkeepers changed the whole back four just about.
The only thing that worries me is they've all been playing, they've all kind of gelled now, and I'm assuming like Roswell and Dowell, obviously I know they train, but that just worries me, the fact that we've not seen them play for months and suddenly they're on.
No, see this one about Mad Pop. No, this is it doesn't matter which league you're in the trophies in the early games of the early rounds. Like if it was Celtic were playing today, it'd be full 11. It would be the strongest team. But like I say, this gives players time to get sort out maybe a wee niggle they're carrying out and a day off or something like that. But like Danny knows what he's doing. He's not let us down yet. The Hearts game, you can argue that was the players, but Danny knows what he's doing, and his coaches. That's something we need to keep remembering. His coaches are doing a great job here in the set piece, man. So where are we going to get goals from set? I wonder what the set pieces are going to be like. Because is there height there in that team? Let me think. Ooh, is there any? These are 6'2", aren't they? What's height's Nazala?
He's a big guy as well.
Aye.
At least.
I know. I see. I'm not sure about Olsen. I don't know. Ryan. This is not unusual for an early a game against a lower team. I'm not, but let's say I'm going to go down a pint of Red Bull just to stay awake for this one. Actually, but
maybe
Hmm?
out of respect, they're not announcing Olsen. Maybe they're going to do the cup tonight, then announce it. Maybe out of respect. I just had that thought. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe do it tomorrow. But
Yeah.
it's just been. Let's say it's been causing niggles and arguments because we know he's here. And what difference does it really make if they announce it at lunchtime today? To be honest with you, the players, the players are professional. Anyway, I don't want to dwell too much. I don't want to slag Rangers off. They know what they're doing. They're keeping us all happy. But so right, here's a wee one. How are you, Ali? I'll go with you first. Sitting here right now, where are you today with Rangers as a whole?
This has been on my mind, and it's actually what you said in one of your pre-recorded lives. You're saying about how they will not win the next few games or how many games are left. I'm at that stage thinking, why not? We were at our worst, and we beat Hearts back to back, Aberdeen back to back. We had a slip up with Hearts, which you knew. I'm looking at the teams we've got to play, and I'm thinking, why not? Why can't we win every game? That's where I'm at just now.
Aye. What were yourself, John? I put that. I don't know if you saw my video this morning. I did a second video. Can we win every game?
I think. Excuse me. I think we've got players that can. They've proven now that we've won. We've beat Celtic away. We've won all the games that we've won. Right. Okay, we didn't win at Tynecastle, but better teams and better Rangers teams than what we've got now have gone to Tynecastle and lost at Tynecastle. That can happen, right? To win the 18 games that's left, that's got to be your target. You know what I mean? But you need to do them one at a time. You can't go look for head to March. That's when we play Celtic. That's a big game, and then you start to forget about St Mirren's and Kilmarnock and all that stuff. And you drop point. You come up against sort of potentially to drop points in their games. So it basically negates the games that further down the track. So you got to, I think, take a game at a time, and I think that's what we're doing. Obviously, the night that the team selection looks to me as if we're doing it a game at a time. So he's going on that tonight, okay. And I'm a big believer in when you've got momentum, you keep it going, right? But obviously, the amount of games players have got to get rested. Boy McGowan must be running on fumes. He's not had a break he's only a young boy. He's played about 20 odd games in the bounce. So we need to be considering things like that.
I know.
I think we can win the games to the end of the season. You've got to. I mean, I think Rangers can win every game we get in and play. That's just.
So do I. Because there's a quality players now.
Exactly, because you think since we started doing this regular, Rangers, apart from the Hearts game, we're sitting before every game now, and there's very few people in the comments as well think we'll lose. Listen, there's going to be a draw or something down the line. The law of averages says, but I think it's 16 games, John, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just such a nice feeling to sit here and talk like this for once. It's just nice instead of worrying and all that. And even I don't want to. This is a doom and gloom thing. I don't want to say if we lose the league, but I would be gutted in the way angry at Rangers if we lose the league, as angry at Danny or angry at the players. It'll be deflating if we don't win the league. If you know what I mean. You there, John?
I am there. Look, as far as the league goes, right. I've been really disappointed the last couple of seasons because I thought Clement his team should have won the league. We had the chance and then we stuffed up at Ross County and Dundee. So, excuse me, I've had a bit of cold all week, so I'm struggling a wee bit. I've been disappointed if we don't win the league. After getting back into where we are now, 3 points is nothing. Between us and Celtic. Us and Celtic are obviously on the same points. 6 points is nothing. 6 points can disappear easily.
All right, Baz, I've sent you, right, just, there's Baz from Hands Across the Water. Make sure everyone goes and follow Hands Across the Water. Baz, I've sent you a link to come on if you're about. I know sometimes you're busy. But Ali, we've sat here, and the one game that strikes me is obviously the Celtic game. We all thought we were going to win that game. That first half was all over the place. But it gives you a lift. And it's not just that. I mean, I was talking to one of the lads, Rab, in the chat, another chat. It's good for your head and all. The mental health thing, because mental health's a big thing right now, and rightly so for males and females. And it just gives you a feel-good factor. Like I was, where I live, right, I get bored to tears at times. I went on the motorbike today, forgot to put sunblock on, and I was about an hour and a half, and I ended up in the back of it. I had no idea where I was, but I was just totally, my head was lost at Rangers, you know what I mean, thinking all scenarios in a good way, and it's just a nice place to be because we got it tight there for 15 years. You can't, that's no, and what we're seeing, I posted a couple of videos and posts. I'm not going to keep doing that because it's tedious, but the Celtic are having a wee bit of an implosion here. They're not liking what's happening.
The pet, you know, I remember, like, you know, when results came up, it used to be all like what you did in a Rangers page and that. The noise is quieted right down, and their results, they're sort of getting, you don't want karma, they're getting a taste of, you know, like all the players have played, you know, this player's not going now, this is not happening. And even Martin O'Neill said, you know, he's up in his arrogant and funny, and he's been like, with a fight in their hands. So the tide's turning. The tide is definitely turning.
Yeah.
And again, this guy's right. Don't worry about them. But you can not. But it's like on Twitter now. It's you're not owned by the 49ers. This is how you're owned. They're going down that road now. You know, there's certainly
back up being lawyers and accountants.
I'm one of these people. See, if a doctor tells me this is wrong with you, I don't argue them. If an accountant says you're all right, I believe you. Well, actually, but you know, I mean, it's just. But I just love that the board are backing us because I'll bet you, Kavanagh, Mr. Andrew Kavanagh, I bet you he's just getting right. We're getting right into his blood and his system now, John. You know what I mean? I bet you he's. Yeah. I don't want to use. Well, maybe growing's the right word. He's growing on us, but he's all in.
I think he is. Look, these guys didn't buy Rangers to fail. Do you know what I mean? They haven't done that to fail. They're a business. No. They want to be have Rangers, the brand and all that, at the forefront of Scottish football and European football. Mm-hmm. So that's why I said in an earlier pod as well that European football. I know we said we shouldn't really bother about it, but. Excuse me, European football is what actually attracts your players to come into your club. So it's still an important part of the sort of infrastructure of the club. We must have European football because that's where the big bucks are made. So
is that not what Tush said in his interview about? He says Europe. It was Tush that said about. He says Rangers in Europe, Rangers in Europe. So.
And that's where he knew from. He'd seen it. He's obviously got his Sky or whatever it is he watches. You know, the Champions League nights. You know, we played in Belgium. I remember what was his name? The guy for Leeds. Remember he scored for the halfway line and all that. What was his name? Ruth. He was a player, man. When he just
he was good. I liked him.
That was a shame that
made a chocolate right
enough. I don't like seeing that with players, and I've seen him in a few podcasts since he's left, and he always speaks well about it. Do you know what I liked as well? When Tor Robbins came, his coach was Clement's number 2. I can't remember his name. It's an Arabic name, and he said, "No, go to Rangers," and that was brilliant. Yeah. I liked it. That was really nice. That.
As someone picked up, there's no, like, you think, you know, after leaving Rangers, but he said there's no bad word at all. He was very, very, you know, you'll do well at Rangers, he said, and he's very complimentary about Rangers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And another guy that was good like that, John, it was Paul Le Guen. He could, because, let's be honest, see when it was Le Guen, John, that was a big signing because he had won the league in France 3 years in a row, which was unbelievable. That was a big, at the time, but he left us and he said he didn't take any, whatever money he was owed millions, he never took anywhere, and he's never slagged Rangers since he left. He's not. I mean, I was working in Oman for years when he was the Oman manager. Here's Baz. Evening, Baz. How you doing?
Not too bad. I'm a quick 5 minutes because I'm heading out to watch the game. So,
all right. What do you think of that team? Though that team kind of caught me out a bit, but then when you realise, no, they're resting players. But Rothwell was the one. I was like, what? Rothwell?
Do you know what that is? That's to remind people that he's available and he's still about. That's all that is.
Aye, it's a short window, isn't it? I get the boy a run out, I mean, there's no harm in that because like we don't want a Queen's Park, but we should be beating them, no bother.
It's a good side. To be fair, though, against a team like that, that's a good side, like.
Aye. And Kelly's the captain as well, which is good, but he's a born and bred Bear. See his interview yesterday, John, I thought that was brilliant. That was a right nice, mature.
Yeah.
I liked what he said. He read because see when people talk Rangers class, that's Rangers class for me. You talk well and away from that. I think a lot of people negate Rangers class to Paul Gascoigne or David Cooper. And that's no Rangers class is when you present yourself. Don't end up on the front pages. But he spoke.
See the
well,
thing
the
about
boy.
Kelly though, there's wee things I watch on Facebook, and it's Kelly's always been in it. It was Kelly. It was I think the three players, Tavernier. It was Raskin, and they're telling about former Rangers players, and like they're giving you clues every time. Kelly, that's so and so, and he's like, Jesus, he knows all about Rangers. Kelly, he's a clever man.
Aye, and I think Johnny's well. He's a Rangers fan, isn't he?
I thought, well, he's been at Rangers since he's been a young boy, you know what I mean? Since he's been 10, 11-year-old. I know he had the spell at Motherwell, and I think he went to QPR as well. He was down there.
So like I said, look, Baz here, everyone, Baz and his brother at Hands Across the Water podcast, they're doing a thing they want people from Rangers supporters clubs like John, from around the world, go on and have a one-to-one with them. That would be, please, if you're listening. So, Baz, that's quite a good idea from you. It's something that should be done. It should have been done ages ago by somebody.
Yeah, well, we've been trying to promote the fact. We've been on here before talking about the Northern Ireland supporter clubs, but that was our original target, was to try and showcase the Northern Ireland boys, and we've done that. So it's now time to move further and wider afield, especially where John is, So there's Bears all over the world, and it's great that where Bears connect, and that everybody knows, because a lot of these clubs that normal Rangers fans just don't know exist. They don't know who's in them. They don't know what they're about. So it just gives people an opportunity just to find out more information.
I think it's a great idea, Buzz.
Absolutely.
I'll get you on, John, by the way. We'll get you on, John.
No bother, mate. I'm happy to do it, and always happy to promote Rangers supporters clubs. We've got the OSA coming off in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Down in Adelaide, and it's the John Brown Loyal in Adelaide that's hosting it this year.
Fantastic.
So,
I'll speak to Scotty at Hong Kong, the Hong Kong Bears as well. I know Scotty his dad played for Rangers as well. Billy Semple.
Billy Semple.
I know Billy as well. Billy's a nice guy. I think he's got the most caps for the reserves, isn't he? But when he was at Rangers, and Willie Henderson and stuff like that in the same position, so he's like, you know what I mean? But Billy's a Rangers man, and he actually went and played in Hong Kong. That's why Scotty lives in Hong Kong. But I'll speak to Scotty.
Is the Founder boys going over, John?
Sorry?
Is the Founders Trail going over?
Yes, it is. Apparently it's on. I've booked a ticket for it anyway, so hopefully it'll go ahead, I had the journey back. The journey back was coming out to Sydney, but it got cancelled for whatever reason, I think it was a member of the cast took ill, so they had to can the show. But we all still went down to Sydney and had the weekend there, you know what I mean?
That's a shame about the journey back.
We bit a cultural night.
I'll read out the team for Lennon here because Lennon's one of the good posters. Right, I'll do it quickly. You ready? Kelly and goals captain, Aarons, Deja, Nazala, Magoma, Rothwell, Dowell, Danilo, Gassimer, Curtis, Majovsky. There we go. So it's nothing surprising. That's a shame about the journey back because that would have been brilliant playing in the Sydney Opera House, man. That would have been some buzz, wouldn't it? For them. That's a shame, but I need to get. I'll hopefully I won't get you also this year, but I'll get you the one next year. I'm sure because where's the one next year, John? It's Gold Coast,
in Northern Beaches in Sydney.
I've never been to Sydney, but listen. That's us at 40 minutes. And I kind of knock it in the heat here, so I'll let everyone go because I'm going to stay up. I'm going to make myself stay up for this now because that team's interested, isn't it? All right, I'll do the final one. Ali, what's the score going to be?
5-0.
John,
I'll go for a conservative 3-0.
Bazza.
I'll take the middle one, 4-0.
I've put 4-0 on the page already. So there we go. Anyway, right, thanks again for everything for
All right,
joining
guys.
in, and I'll
Take it
see you
easy.
about.
All right, see ya.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Cheers.
See you later. Bye, bye, bye.